Thank you, Anu. Hello and welcome to Lagos Studios. I am Mureni Keji Olabisi. President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the military and law enforcement agencies to deal ruthlessly with anyone caught trying to disrupt the rescheduled February 23 presidential and National Assembly elections. The president, who is seeking re-election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, said he was not afraid of a free and fair election because he had received overwhelming support from the majority of Nigerians. Buhari said he would want Nigerians to be respected everywhere after the election, warning that anyone caught for ballot box snatching or leading thugs would do so at his own risk. He announced that he had briefed the law enforcement agencies and the military to identify hot spots, flashpoints, and be prepared to move. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the Independent National Electoral Commission not to take Nigerians for granted. He said this at the All Progressives Congress National Caucus meeting holding in Abuja today. At the meeting called after the postponement of presidential and National Assembly elections, the APC presidential candidates noted that the Constitution and law protected INEC, but cautioned that it must not take the people for granted. Buhari lamented that INEC had all the time and had all the resources it wanted, wondered why it had to wait only for 6 hours to the polls to cancel the exercise, saying the reason such incompetence manifested itself has to be explained. And away from that, in order to ease the burden on travelers during the rescheduled elections, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has directed its members to reduce pump price of petrol. The association has directed its members to cut the price from 145 naira per litre to 140 naira per litre, with effect from February 20 to February 25. A statement by the national president of the association, Elder Chinedu Okoronko, was issued through the chairman of IPMAN Kano State Chapter, Alhaji Bashir Dan Malam. Okoronko said the decision followed Saturday's last-minute postponement of presidential and National Assembly elections by Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. According to him, Nigerians traveled to different places across the country to cast their votes, but to their dismay, the election was shifted to February 23. He explained that IPMAN was prompted to slash 5 naira from the 145 naira per litre official petrol pump price to motivate Nigerians to return to vote again on February 23. Members of the All Progressives Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP in Nigeria land have called on the police to investigate and bring to justice the perpetrators of political attacks in Nigeria South Federal Constituency of Osun State. A separate briefings in Igongon and Ilesha, the two political parties pointed accusing fingers to each other for the troubles in the zone. The APC, led by Ajibola Famuriwa, alleged that a squad led by one Folorunsho Aderibibe, known as Sheriri, attacked Aturi village in Atakumosa, East local government area of the state and shot an 11-year-old girl who is currently receiving treatment at Wesley Guild Hospital in Lisha. In his reaction to the allegations, Mr. Fadamsi debunked the allegations and accused Famuriwa of supervising thugs who have been unleashing terror on the people of the area. The two warring political parties claimed to be peace-loving and, however, advised their members and supporters to remain calm and not to be intimidated. The Ondo State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has confirmed the killing of 4 of its officers by yet-to-be-identified gunmen. The 4 officers were killed in the line of duty at the checkpoint along Ikaro Road in Ifon Oselu government area of the state. The NDLEA commander in the state, Haruna Dagara, confirmed that officers were 5 at the checkpoint, but only one of them escaped, while the other...
Some unknown gunmen came. They were carrying 2 AK-47 rifles concealed in a sack. And so when they approached where the officers were doing their work, they opened fire on them. killing 4. One of the officers escaped unhurt.
He said they suspect those involved in illicit drug activities in the state to be behind the attack based on the nature of the killings of the officers.
The first suspects will be those that we are waging war against. And this will never weigh us down. It will not deter us from doing our work.
Dagara said development would not deter the Regency from discharging its duties. The 4 officers of the NDLEA were killed on Sunday evening. And now to business news, and Adeboyega Labino is standing by. Good evening, Adeboyega.